Dawson Rider with you.
Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here. Welcome to my review for the Electronic Cheetah Claw from Power Rangers Beast Morphers. These are two of the Red Ranger's signature weapons that he primarily uses with the Fury mode, which just recently debuted in the international airings. There are usually two of them, but since it's an electronic one, it only comes with one. Sort of similar to the figure for some reason. They just, like, the marketing, I don't know, didn't work. Like, we only has one, right? Yeah, totally. Everyone only just has one hand. But anyway, I'll talk about that in a second. Let's just get into the toy itself. So, like, where's the entrance? Anyway, I think this thing looks pretty solid. Obviously, it's not going to be 100% show-accurate scale for me. I think for kids, it's going to be a little bit better. But in terms of just as it is now, especially, you know, imagining it for, like, kid size and stuff, I think it's actually pretty solid. Especially compared to other Sentai and PR weapons that are just really tiny, and I think this is a decent size for it. I also think it looks pretty cool. It pretty much looks like it does in the show in terms of all the main points. Like, there's nothing huge missing. It's got kind of a nice gloss to the red, which makes it look similar to the show. There's a nice matte black strip in here. I haven't had my muffin yet, matte. And I like the way the claws are this dark color too here, which makes it look really nice. You have this little holder right here, and then you can do extra security here with this strap, which is just kind of like an elastic little band. So there's that, and then you just snap this on really easily into here when you get it. But yeah, I think it looks pretty solid look-wise. Like, I'm pretty happy with it just as like a display piece, so that's really nice. And I think when it looks as close to the show as possible, it makes it a little bit more fun for kids too. At least that's the way I used to feel about PR toys. So you obviously have some sounds going on here. You can start it up pretty much anyway, but you can start it up by pressing this. And you can activate some sounds just from here by pressing this. And then you also have some motion activated sounds. I don't want to activate the claws yet. So you just have some like punching noises without the claws. But then you have the moment where you full on activate the Wolverine claws. Here we go. There we go. So you actually just kind of whip them out like that, and they stay in. There's a way to retract them, which I'll get to. But I think that looks pretty cool. Again, I like the dark color on here. They are hollow under here, so I thought they were going to be like squishy pieces, but they are hollow under here. And they seem kind of flimsy. Just kind of be careful with them. You know, I wouldn't go bashing them into anything like that. But you press this button here, and it retracts them, which is actually very satisfying. Let's see if I can actually get a better, you know... There we go, that's a little bit better. It's kind of hard to do here with the space where I'm trying not to hit the camera. But so you get some different sounds now that they're unsheathed. And then obviously some motion sounds as well. You can tell it's done with the cycle when it makes that roaring noise. So yeah, you have two different sets of sounds, one with pressing, one with slashing, and then again, retract here. And then if you let it sit there, it will make a noise to basically signify that it's gone onto sleep mode, and then you'll have to like reactivate it as opposed to using a normal on-off switch. We'll wait for it, but I'll cut ahead to it. So, to the future! Hello, future. I thought you'd be more exciting and not just cheetah turning off noises. You know how it is. So yeah, that's pretty much about the it for this thing. I do quite like this. I think it'll be a really fun toy for kids. I think it looks cool just on its own if you want it on the shelf. I think the sounds are really nice. I like the way it works too with like taking out the claws, and retracting them is actually something really satisfying and kind of makes you feel like Wolverine. I kind of wish you could do both, where there was a button for taking them out and retracting them, because I mean it's kind of cool to slash them out, but I think that would be even extra satisfying. But I like that you retract them that way and don't just have to push them in. I think that's pretty cool. I think kids in particular will get a kick out of that. My only real complaint is the fact that there's only one of them. Now, it makes sense because you're going to want to keep costs down, and you're not going to want to include two electronic cheetah claws and double the price. But it would have been nice, and I didn't intend for him to write in those words, I guess I'm a poet, for them to include basically like a shell of this, which is just like a claw where it doesn't have any sounds or anything. It's just an empty shell that's a claw. So you could have kids, you know, pretending like it actually is in the show. Think like the Jungle Fury Morphers, where one of them had the electronics in it and the other was just a piece of plastic so that it was accurate. I think especially since it's so prominent that way in the show, that would have drove the cost up a little bit too, but I think it would have been nice. Or at the very least, maybe have some sort of deluxe set that comes with one of these, and then the just basic claw that has no electronics and maybe like a mask or something. I don't know. I think that's the only thing that's a little bit weird. Like, I get it from a financial standpoint, but given that these are the cheetah claws and he's wielding them in the show as both, and then you just have the one, it seems a little weird. But anyway, that's about it for this one. I can definitely recommend checking this out, especially for kids, not like the network, but just like kids. Anyway, until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and of course, don't forget to hit the steps and ring that bell notifications for all my videos. Until next time, Dawson Ryder signing out.